The latest release from Backbone Bourbon Company brings to us the Estate Uncut. This is batch number 1, comes in at 110 proof, and is made up of mostly cognac-finished and a blend of double-barrel bourbons. So they utilize 3 different mash bills on this Estate Uncut, one of them being 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, followed up by 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley, and then a 51% corn, 45% wheat, and then a 4% malted barley. Definitely an interesting mash bill on this one, guys. I'm very excited to get into this one, so without further ado, let's go. Alright guys, so as I stated, this is our batch number 1, comes in at 110 proof. Let's get in the nose. Nice kind of vanilla, really kind of pulling through. Get a little bit of like some earthiness there to it. Maybe a little bit of some leather there as well. There is, so further into the glass, it does bring out some more fruitiness to it. I get a very, very subtle kind of apple. It almost reminds me like a caramel apple there. But the vanilla, I feel like the vanilla really kind of rounds everything else out. There's more vanilla than there's caramel in this one, but further into the glass, you do get kind of like that caramel coated like red apple. Really nice nose on this one. Let's get it, pal, guys. Cheers. Wow, so very different profile on that one. So I had a sip of this a week or so ago, and it definitely changed since then. So not getting a ton of fruitiness there on that first sip, but I do get like this like a peppery kind of like tobacco note there on the middle and to the back of the palate. On the front of the palate, it is very sweet, but then it kind of transitions into being very kind of like peppery tobacco, if you will, and then you still get those traditional kind of notes there, some of the vanillas and the caramels there that kind of are attaching to that back portion there of the palate. I like the finish on this one. It's not super long, but it is a very, very flavorful finish as it, again, transitions through the back of the palate and into the finish. A lot of nice flavors kind of going on there. Let's get a second sip. So on that second sip, I feel like some of that cognac finish, I'm guessing, is kind of where this like syrupy kind of fruitness now is starting to form there on the front of the palate. Where it was sweet, it's now more of a syrupy, more concentrated kind of like darker fruit there on the front of the palate. But it still transitions into that spicy kind of tobacco, vanilla caramel kind of ball mixture there into the back of the palate and then through the finish. It has a decent body to it too, and I mean I do pull out a few kind of like little subtle flavors here and there, but it's nothing that's like nothing that's really like making itself known. No big bold flavors, outside of that that kind of like syrupy fruit right now there on the front of the palate. This is really good. I mean, for 110 proof, it definitely drinks its proof, but I really like the back portion of the palate is really nice on this, because you do start to get a little bit of that dark fruit that kind of mingles through there. It's just that kind of spicy, peppery tobacco, caramel vanilla kind of is just kind of sitting back there, making itself known. Let's get into the last sip, guys. Cheers. Yeah, the more I sip on it, the more those dark fruits, those concentrated dark fruits there appear on the front of the palate. It doesn't come off overly spicy, like you're getting a ton of rye on this thing. I think I really like the wheat that comes through on this, because I feel like it softens and it rounds out some of those, some of like the sharp edges that this may give off. Putting that 45% wheat in there, again, I feel like it tones some things down, makes it very soft, somewhat elegant too, but then like, again, the syrupy concentrate there on the front, the dark fruits, like a dark plum. Again, then it transitions into this like peppery kind of tobacco, caramel, vanilla. That's really like, and then there's like these just very subtle flavors. A little bit of some orange in there, more of like a blood orange than anything, but it's very, 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 very subtle. I tell you, this is a really nice release here, though, from Backbone Bourbon Company. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. I want to give a big shout out to the team over at Backbone Bourbon Company for supplying me with this sample here to review on the channel. Guys, this is a great sipping whiskey at 110 proof. Again, this is batch number 1. Again, mostly finished in those cognac and double barrel bourbons. It brings forth a nice concentrated flavor there up front, leaves a really nice mouthfeel and oiliness to it, right, like nice body. And then the back of the palate is kind of when you get that spicy kind of tobacco and caramel, vanilla, some of those traditional bourbon notes all kind of mingled up with a medium to long finish, a little more on that medium side. But this is definitely a bottle I'll be in search of. I'd like to have this one and see. I think it would pair very well with a cigar, to be honest with you. Something I would definitely like to try, though. If you guys are looking for more any videos like this, hit that subscribe button, bell notification to be alerted of any upcoming reviews or live streams. You also find me on Instagram at Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. Till next time, guys, stay dusty.